All right, time for today's Community Corner. Happening this weekend, hundreds will join together for the Out of the Darkness community walks, all to raise awareness about suicide prevention. The mission is to save lives while also bringing hope to those who have been affected by suicide. Here with me now is Dan Egan from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to tell us more about the walks this weekend. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Juliana. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming in. You're always such a strong advocate for suicide prevention and also for people who are looking to find community, people who have been affected by suicide, who have lost a loved one and are trying to connect with others who have been there as well. I always ask you to share a little bit about your personal story because I think it helps people, talk about it themselves. So tell us about your story.
Absolutely. I lost my father to suicide. It's hard to believe this number, 35 years ago when I was just 19 and in college. And easy enough to live in that world and pretend everything was okay. So really an isolating journey. I didn't talk about it with anybody really until a decade and a half when I had my own mental health struggles. So you're right, these events are about community, being around people who understand if you've lost a loved one, what it's like. And it's really just an empowering and uplifting and hope-filled day.
And speaking of your dad, I know that you have your own donation page you've created. If we could pull that up, Dan's donation page, it has a great photo of Dan and his father on it. And you can see here he's almost halfway to his goal.
Yeah, and my goal is set at $42,319 in memory of the 42 years, 3 months, and 19 days of my dad's life.
That's beautiful.
And back then it was really hard to deny that I was his kid.
I know, look at the hair. You guys are twins there. So Dan, this weekend there are walks in both Saratoga and Schenectady. Tell me about the details of those.
So we kick off tomorrow in Schenectady. Registration opens at 11 a.m. and then the walk program will start at noon. And then, walk through the park. It's right up in Central Park, beautiful. I've heard Matt has promised us a beautiful day.
Yes.
So we're getting close to our goal there. We're about $16,000 away from our $50,000 goal. And I think that's very doable. A lot of the same things. We'll have amazing community resources at both walks. You'll be able to purchase merch like the shirt I'm wearing today, as well as some other great items. And Schenectady is just a powerful, really, again, like a day of hope.
Absolutely. I know that these Out of the Darkness walks sometimes go to college campuses. You also next weekend will be having the Columbia Green Walk. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll be down in Catskill this year. That walk's unique in that it switches sides of the river each year. So the odd years we're in Catskill, the even years we're in Hudson to cover both counties. It's
interesting how the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention finds ways to get to every place.
It's so important that we can be represented in every community and that your voice is heard and that we can come together as a group.
Absolutely. It's all about kind of squashing the stigma as much as we can, making people feel seen and heard. By the way, if your loved one is going through a mental health crisis, you should know that help is available. We like to remind you about 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's free, confidential, available 24/7. You can also text 741-741. Dan, what's your message to the community, maybe to people who have not been directly impacted by suicide but are looking for ways to get involved in the cause?
Yeah, just come out and support, whether it's Saturday or Sunday. Both are amazing days. I'm sorry we have to compete with the Buddy Walk on Sunday.
All good causes,
but you can help. You can help both causes this weekend by going to Schenectady Saturday, or if you choose to come for our walk for Rita, our biggest walk on Sunday, we have some amazing therapy horses, and it's just a great day. If you haven't been impacted, it's a cause you should really support.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dan. One more thing I wanted to ask if we could pull up is the flyer for the special event that's happening in Saratoga with the dogs. Strut your mutt for suicide prevention. So you're inviting people at the Saratoga Walk, the Walk for Rita, to bring their dogs.
Yeah, it's the first time we've tried this. Our committee came up with the idea to kind of have a dog fashion show before the walk.
Fun.
And I know folks love their dogs, so let's come on out there. There's still space. You can sign up for that right on the Rita webpage.
All right, and there's the walk route. The Arenda Pavilion, I believe, is the meeting spot for all of this. And hopefully, we just have a beautiful day to boot on Saturday and Sunday as well as next weekend. Dan, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to talk with you. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader.